Yossi Mekelberg is Associate Fellow with the Middle East and North Africa Programme at Chatham House here in London. Yossi, welcome back. Good to see you. First, your assessment of where we are in Syria.
Thank you for having me. I think this is a kind of this situation that shows the volatility of Syria in the post-Assad era. And the task of uniting the country is massive. And rightly so, Bashar got at least the benefit of the doubt from the United States, from other countries, from Europe, to try and bring together the different communities within Syria, whether it's the Kurdish, the Christians, Druze, Alawites, and the majority is obviously Sunni. Now, the huge challenge is actually of state building and nation building. And what we can see, because of the lack of trust on the side of the different community in the central government, at any point, friction can lead also to violence, and this is where the dangers lie.
So, given that, which are the most vulnerable groups in Syria, and what risks are they exposed to?
No doubt that the Kurdish community is vulnerable, because they're also stuck between what happens in Syria, but also the Turkish involvement that even now committed to, in case of things get worse for Syria, they will be involved because it's their own interest. The SDF is as close relation with the PKK in Turkey, so it has interest. But the Alawite, and we saw immediately after the change of government in Syria, that Alawites were targeted, and to one extent to the other, whether it's the Christians or the Druze. So yes, I think there is general vulnerability there, because the process is a difficult one. After 50 years of dictatorship, to build this kind of trust in a new government that ensure that everyone has the same level of security, issue of citizenship, the same political, civil, and human rights, with actually, on the one hand, very little trust, but also the different, you can call them militias or segments within with military that captured certain areas within Syria, and they are very afraid to hand their control to the military, to the army.
Can we just look outside Syria for a moment, and let me ask you, what does fighting in Syria mean for the wider region?
I think the region needs stability there, but one of the problems is the other way around, from the outside inside. Israel immediately took more territory within Syria. Turkey is always on the lookout to make sure whether it's the Kurdish area, then it won't emerge, or the role of Iran. So everyone is looking into what's happening inside Syria and make sure that it won't affect them. But as a result of it, they interfere with what's happening in events in Syria, and as a result of it, make it more difficult because they are looking for their own interests, for the central government to create a unity government, moving towards election, and really embarking on something that will take years of reconstructing Syria after the war there. But beyond that is the kind of ensuring that different communities have autonomy, but at the same time there is a central government is control of the entire country, which is not necessarily that other forces are interested. But there are countries that, like Saudi Arabia, the United States, the European Union, playing very significant role in trying to help the central government to overcome all these challenges.